Hello, relatives. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Raven, and today I wanted to share a little bit of reflection on winter in Arizona. So, just to give a little background, we live in southeast Arizona, in Cochise County. We've been living off grid for the last 6 months. We moved out here late fall last year. We have about 30 acres, and we basically have been living in our RV for the last 6 months and probably the next 6 months because I'm sure our house will not be complete um, in 6 months. I mean, there's potential. We'll have a roof over our head and we'll have framing up and maybe siding and such, but I don't think it'll be complete. So, we had a lot to learn, let me tell you. No matter how many winters you've been through, no matter how much you think you prepared, or you think you thought it through, or you think you got it together, until you're in winter in Arizona, you don't have a clue. So, um, we're not like super, campy, outdoorsy people, but we spend a lot of time in nature. We've done a lot of hiking, we've done a lot of trails, we've done a lot of outdoorsy stuff, so we are outdoorsy. We connect with nature. But when you are wintering in a portable vehicle, portable home, portable whatever, I mean, I don't even know if it's a home, but um, it's difficult to say the least. Um, so, some surprising things that I will say about winter out here is it was a lot colder than I had anticipated. So I had packed away all my winter stuff, my winter jackets, my winter sweaters, thinking I wasn't going to need that. I'm going to be in Arizona. I'm not going to need that. Well, guess what? I really could have used that stuff. um, let's see. Um, it was just a lot colder than we had anticipated. My kids, luckily, they still had their little winter jacket stuff out, so they wore that to school for a good 2 months. I mean, from December, January, even into February, they were still wearing their little winter coats. I mean, nobody out here really has winter coats. Everybody's standing around freezing and stuff, and you know, acting like it's the coldest they ever been in, which it was cold, but it's not Wisconsin cold, it's not Chicago cold, it's not Minnesota cold, it's not Michigan cold, but it's still cold. Um, so especially when you're out in the elements all day, because when you're living RV style or RV life, um, you probably are spending majority of your time outside. That's another thing that kind of surprised me. Was like, I thought, oh yeah, we're gonna be cool chilling in the RV, whatever. No, 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 no. It's claustrophobia mania. I mean, we do live in a small RV, but it's just not chill, After a first couple of weeks, maybe a month, like even for me, like I couldn't even handle a couple of weeks being in the RV. Like it's just too claustrophobic for me. So I spent most of my time outside. So I was in the elements. And basically, I would sleep in the RV, from nighttime, maybe 9, 10, till I would be up at the crack, 5 a.m., 6 a.m., starting a fire, cooking on the fire. I cooked on a fire for months. I still cook on a fire, but not as much as I was in the wintertime. So for us, the fire was our life. I mean, fire is life anyway, but for us, the fire was our life. So I feel like our life depended on it, our meals depended on it, my babies depended on it. So it provided everything from hot water to full meals to warmth to um, wisdom, knowledge, and protection. The fire was everything and still is, but not as much because it is so hot. Like, not hot, but like the sun is just out all day. So having a fire is not as sustainable as it was in the winter season. Right now, technically, it's spring, so it's not even summer yet. So we're at the end of May. Um, but yes, the cold really surprised me. But, you know, it was manageable. Another thing that surprised me about the RV life in the cold is how much propane you use to heat the place. And really, it wasn't even like enough to fully heat the RV. And it's not that old of an RV, it's a 2015, I believe. So it's not even like it's old and regularly or nothing like that. But it really wasn't sufficient heat. Like, unless it was on 80, the heat was not sufficient. So I would say mid January, I started looking for different heat supplements. So, um, obviously it's common sense electric heater, but the electric heater, when you don't have electricity, when you're living off grid, is just not practical. So, I decided, I guess, to get one of those little propane heaters. It's called My Buddy or Mr. Buddy or something like that. I don't know. But it's really popular. So I found one at the Walmart on clearance. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to try this. Like, I don't know if this is legit, like, to be using inside. I mean, I always had the window cracked and whatever, but um, that sucker provided us triple the heat that the RV heater could provide when it was cold. And it was really more like just the night times that would be down in like 10 degrees. I think was the lowest it ever got was 10, but that's pretty cold and it's colder than I expected for being in Arizona. So we used a Mr. Buddy space heater, and at first we started with those little tanks because we had a couple laying around and we were like, well, let's see how it works. And then we upgraded to one of the larger tanks, like 20-gallon or whatever, and that sucker kept us warm. Like, we didn't even need the RV heat on. We didn't even need to waste that propane because I feel like it was just a waste, to be honest. Like, it consumes so much propane to heat the RV, like it didn't even make sense to use it. So that's one other thing that surprised me. Then we did get a little bit of snow. Um, so I mean, not major. I think we actually had more snow when we went to Tucson in 2020 um, than we did here. But it surprised me because it was like a whiteout out here. Like, the wind gets so bad where we at that it was like a whiteout. Um, so that totally surprised me. But the snow melted, right away the next day. Like, and it snowed about this much. But then when it does snow out here, because everything is dirt, it just turns into mud. So when you're walking on the snow out in the dirt, we're doing this out here in the ranch. It's just mud, basically. Snow turns to mud, and then you try walking on it, and you got about an inch of snow and mud on the bottom of your shoe, and you walking around like Frankenstein, basically. But that surprised me. As far as rain, I mean, we did get a little bit of rain. I mean, not enough, not enough for me, like coming from Wisconsin. That's like not really any rain, but um, everybody out here thinks it's a lot of rain and everybody panics when it starts raining because they don't like to drive in it. But I mean, for me, it was nothing. Um, but yeah, we had snow, we had a few whiteouts, wind. The wind is wicked out here. So if you don't know anything about Southeast Arizona, it gets windy. And basically, to be honest, the majority of winter was wind. Out here, majority of the wind comes from the west. A lot of it is, I guess, related to cooling the temperatures. So all the animals can kind of hibernate and do what they do in winter, basically. So the desert is actually still at rest, even though we think the desert is alive and kicking in winter. It's actually resting just like other places are in winter. The snakes are hiding, the lizards are sleeping, hibernating, whatever, doing what they do. You don't really see much for animals out here, not desert animals at least, besides maybe a jackrabbit or javelina, maybe. But for the most part, all the insects, the scorpions, the tarantulas, um, snakes, mice, all that stuff, it's hiding. It's too cold for them. So that was another surprising thing. What else can I say about winter? Hmm. I mean, it's a heck of a lot better than shoveling 4 or 5 feet of snow in Wisconsin. I will say that. But it just totally surprised me because I never expected it to be that cold. And I never expected the wind to be that windy. So, needless to say, we learned from it, we rolled with it, we adapted to it, and now we're in spring. So, let me know what you think about winter in the desert. And if you have any comments or questions, I'll try to answer you. Thank you for listening. Bye.